Hi, I am Dr.M.Praveena, Associate Professor in Department of Computer Science at Dr. SNS Rajalakshmi College of Arts and Science. Today we are going to see about a lecture on signal encoding techniques. So signal encoding is a crucial aspect of digital communication involving representation of information in a format suitable for transmission of over a communication channel. So digital transformation consists of bits, that is the binary digit. The binary digit consists of two digits, that is zeros and ones. This signal encoding helps for transmission of data from one place to another place. There are various encoding techniques available which are used to convert digital data into signals and that can be efficiently transmitted and recovered at the receiving end. So let us see some of the common signal encoding techniques. There are so many signal encoding techniques, out of which we are going to see about unipolar encoding, polar encoding, N or Z encoding, that is non-return to zero, and Manchester encoding. So what do you mean by unipolar encoding? Unipolar or Z stands for unipolar return to zero. That is, in this type of encoding, bit 0 is represented by a 0 voltage line. Bit 1 is represented by positive voltage lines. But transmission always occurs in the middle of the bit interval. That means that the transmission starts at the positive side, makes the transmission and returns to the 0 voltage side. So it will be in the shape of Z. So it is called as Z shape pattern. This unipolar encoding is called as Z shape pattern. Next we are going to see about polar encoding. Polar encoding uses two levels, that is positive level and negative level of amplitude. This polar encoding is differentiated into three different types, that is N or Z, that is non-return to zero, or Z return to zero, and biphase. In this N or Z, there are two different types, that is N or Z L stands for right and N or Z I. And also bypass is having the two types, that is Manchester and differential Manchester. Let us see about N or Z encoding, that is non-return to zero. Description: in this N or Z encoding, the voltage level is constant during the bit interval. Variations, that is N or Z L, that is low voltage for 0 and for high it is 1. That is N or M stands for mid-level voltage for 0 and high for 1. Whereas N or Z S stands for high voltage for 0 and low voltage for 1. Next, let us see about Manchester encoding. Manchester code, it is also known as phase encoding or shortly called as PE. It is a line code in which the encoding of each data bit is either low then high or high then low for equal time. That is, what happens means both the high and low will be of equal time. It is a self-clocking signal with no DC component. Okay, so here all the positive and that is high and low, everything will be in equal timing. The main advantage of this Manchester encoding is self-clocking features that helps in bit synchronization. But there is also one of the disadvantages, that it requires twice the bandwidth compared to N or Z encoding. Thank you.